Let's see. One of them says 9 o'clock. All right, we'll call this meeting to order. Roll call: Joe Blausen for District 1, Jessica Clayton for District 2, and myself for District 3. Notice that the meeting was properly posted October 29, 2024. Prayer and pledge. Joe, I believe this is your last.
Yes, this morning we have with us the Reverend Donna Piwo. She is a full-blood member of the Comanche Nation and has been in the ministry since 2006. She is the director of the Connectional Ministries of the Oklahoma Indian Missionary Conference of the United Methodist Church. And she is a leader focused on fostering faith and cultural preservation within Native communities. She's also a proud mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and is committed to preserving the Comanche language and traditions and passing them down to future generations. So, Donna, thank you for coming.
Shall we pray? Ta'apua, Nansuakai. Thank you, Creator, for providing all that we have. Thank you for providing this time and space for all those gathered here today. We say, Ura, thank you for those who work tirelessly to meet the needs of this city and county. May those who fill the positions of servanthood be guided by your wisdom and guidance as they make plans, make difficult decisions, and do what is right for the well being of the people and for the people. Help us all be good examples and seek to serve justice for all. I pray that the plans and actions of this committee be reminded that by their actions they set the stage for the young people who one day will be filling these positions as well. I ask that you grant these county commissioners with insight and understanding as they discuss the issues at hand for such a time as this. May this gathering of commissioners feel your presence this day as they work for the common good. May your goodness and spirit be felt among your people. This we pray. Amen. And now, if we join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And before Donna leaves us, if I could, just while we were visiting, she mentioned a project that she's going to be working on. And with us about to enter Christmas season and the number of needs that there are within our communities as well as other communities, I asked Donna just to share a little bit about that, and maybe if there's someone that's interested in helping, provide that information as well. So, Donna, thank you.
Sure. Um, I am the director of Connectional Ministries, which means that I work with outreach missions. We have adopted a small community school in Little Eagle, South Dakota. It is on the Standing Rock Reservation. It has a school population of 63 students, and the poverty level is like in the 80%. Their housing community is so small, there is no convenience store. The only thing there is a post office. And so we drop off school kits each August. And as we were going through the community, we stopped by the school, and I was speaking with one of the school administrators, and they were talking about Christmas. And to make a long story short, we have been providing Christmas gifts for these students, many of them who don't receive Christmas at all due to family struggles. And so I have gained uh, connections with organizations, with friends, family, other of our local churches, um, the OCU Law School, um, AARP, the Native American portion of that, and they have graciously been helping us provide Christmas gifts for these children. the school administrator will hand out wish lists for the kids. They fill those out, and then we work diligently to try to provide every single item on those lists for these kids. We also have other conferences that help with like throw blankets that are homemade to help with these kids. And so if you feel within your heart that you would like to be a part of this, you can connect me with Joe or Lou, and I would be glad to give you more details of this outreach mission project. And to be able to serve these kids is just, for me, it's being the hands and feet of Christ as we go out and we serve not only our local community, but those that are outside as well. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for the work that you're doing.
All right, item number 1, discussion and possible action regarding the minutes of October 23rd.
A motion approval?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Reoccurring agenda items. Number 2 is claims.
Move claims.
Second?
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item number 3, discussion and possible action for blanket purchase orders. Any change to the blanket? No change. Is there a motion?
Move blankets.
There's a
Oh.
motion.
Hold on. Does this include number 16?
Nope, just
No,
a
okay,
blanket.
just the blanket. Okay. Just want to make sure I don't miss it. I'll second.
Okay. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
This is opening the bids for CW 25041 wholesale prescription drugs.
We received 2 bids for wholesale prescription drugs, 1 bid from Vet Global. And our other bid from Mark Cuban Cost Plus Drugs Company. And that concludes the opening.
Okay, item number 5, we'll go ahead and do the CW 25087-2 for carpet and flooring installation.
I'd
Miles,
ask
I
to
believe
strike.
we need a
Okay.
motion on 4 to tabulate and return, and my presumption would be Mr. Wilkerson will be
Oh.
involved in that.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's my motion.
I'll second.
And a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And item 5, I'd like to request to strike for further evaluation.
All right,
Motion to
Motion.
strike.
Okay, second.
there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Item 6 is a recommendation for award for CW 25090-2. These are our window treatments for all over the campus. We received 1 proposal as our previous provider from Bison Blinds. The proposal was solid. We reviewed it with Keith's staff, and we're recommending award.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the use of the vendor.
There's a motion
I'll second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Come on, there it goes. All right, the consent agenda. Is there any individual consideration? Seeing none, would you like to take it as a whole? That would be items 9 through 16.
So I would
Through 16.
like to address 15 and 16.
Okay.
So if you want to take
7 through 14.
7 through 14, I can make that motion.
There's a motion. I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none.
Okay, so in our policy and governance meeting yesterday, we addressed these 2 items that were placed on the agenda in regards to the requisitioning and backup officers for social services. And so we need to talk a little bit further through this process, since we also have contracts that need to be continued and paid. And so with November 1st being the last day for social services, Carol Pittman will still be part of the county, but through the pharmacy. So she will remain the requisitioner since she was the backup. But we will readdress this at another meeting. So at this time, we could strike 15 and 16, and then we can re-add them once we have a plan.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion clearly passes. Oh, District number 1.
Yes, these three items are all applications for REAP grants through ACOG. The first two are for pieces of equipment for District 1. The last item, number 19, is to assist the city of Spencer in building sidewalks. This is the first phase of a project they'd like to do. It would go down Spencer Road from 23rd to 36th and then turn west and head back towards City Hall, almost to Midwest Boulevard, if I remember correctly. As you know, Spencer Road is where Spencer High School is, Star Spencer is located. So it would get those children off the streets and onto sidewalks if approved. So I'll move all three items.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second for items 17 through 19. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
District number 3, this is the ACOG agreement that has been ratified. This is for 911.
Okay, I'll motion approval.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Say aye. Motion clearly passes. This is discussion and possible action for the annex elevators. To let everybody know that these elevators will be shut down in stages. Paul, go ahead.
As you know, Kone is our elevator contractor. They will be conducting asbestos abatement in the penthouse on the roof of this building. And they will be doing this in the evenings, not to interrupt any operations. But due to the asbestos abatement, they are asking that that they be allowed to shut down the elevators at 6 p.m., November 12th through the 15th, and turn them back on at 7 a.m. in the morning. And they will be doing some containment on either side, and the elevators will be shut down in banks. So one side of the elevators will be shut down, and then the other side as the workers move to abate the asbestos.
Okay.
Do we need to take any action here, or is this just?
No, it's more of a information. The other part of this is that Kone will be on site, correct, Keith, every morning to make sure that these are restarted at a tune of about $1,500 a day. We're expecting 10 days, so that'll do it.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, sir. No action needed. Item number 22. This is just my annual jail inspection. I actually took Mr. Foster over to let him see the jail firsthand. And what we got to do was participate with the new class of cadets coming through on one of their trainings. We spent a half day or better with the training, watching them go through the steps, and it really kind of gives you an eye-opening of what it takes to actually police one of those pods. Even working here for as long as I have and being over there as many times, you don't realize all the little nooks and crannies that they actually have to be aware of and make sure that individuals aren't hanging themselves or something of that sort. But we found that everything in there was operating as it should, even though the day before that we were there, the sump pumps had just gone out. Those were being replaced as we were there, and everything was in good working order. It's much better today than it was yesterday, and I suspect tomorrow will be better than it was today. But that'll be the report, and I'll make a motion to receive.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you. Item number 23, I hear we have a recovery, and Brian Mon will be in the building starting Monday. So no more confusion, and with that, I don't know that this is going to be needed. So I'll strike item number 23.
Okay, I'll second.
There's motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. All right. Number 24, the sheriff and I went to a symposium, if you will, in Edmond about human trafficking and some of the things that are going on in Edmond with massage parlors, et cetera. Bureau of Narcotics came and spoke and actually showed us their new campaign, and this is to actually hang the "You Are Not Alone" campaign posters here in the building. You see the QR code. The QR code will be placed in the restrooms. What that'll do is it'll allow individuals that could be suffering from trafficking, especially in the building next door, to scan that and actually reach out and get some help if they so choose. So with your acceptance, I'd like to hang those up in the buildings and then put, again, the stickers in the restrooms and the mirrors so they can be seen. You'll start seeing these across the state in truck stops and all sorts of other locations. So
Great.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thanks. And Madam Clerk, if you want one of those, we can give you one of those to enter into the record. They're kind of big. Stacy, this is, we talked about this yesterday in CED. This is Luther Road project.
Yes, the projects, the bridges over the Canadian River and the railroad just north of 23rd Street. That'll be our first project on that corridor. We're buying right away right now. The monies are held at ODOT, so we approve the bills here, send them to ODOT for payment because it's SERB funds.
One of the things, so you're aware, that we talked about yesterday in CED is there's a federal funds, LTCM funds. They're actually reaching out to the engineer on this particular project and trying to get how much concrete, et cetera, will be used, because they actually have funds that we can offset and use the fibers and those types of materials inside of this to make it a better, longer lasting bridge. So
I've heard of that
their
program.
ODOT's already doing it all. We just get to sit back and watch them work.
Excellent.
So, is there a motion to approve?
Yep.
So there's a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Caught Sharon off guard. Item number 26, policy and governance, Jessica Clayton.
Okay, so number 26 through 37 are all ARPA subrecipient agreements for approval. And so at the last meeting, I listed who they were going to and the amounts, and then we accepted them as a slate. Would you like to do that, Chairman, or would you like to accept them individually?
Is there any objection? Seeing none.
Okay. So number 26 is an agreement between the county and NEAT educational consultants for $25,000. 27 agreement for ARPA not to exceed $225,000 for Urban Bridge. 28 is an agreement not to exceed $100,000 for City of Bethany for their 34th Street Healthy Living and Active Community Program. Number 29 is $100,000 for honoring America's Warriors for their Wounded Warrior Service Dog Program. Number 30 is an agreement for $50,146.92 for the Sparrow Project for the Refugee Rent Assistance Program. Number 37 is an agreement for $100,000 for Reaching Our City for the Dayspring Adult Day Care Services. Number 32 is an agreement for $250,000 for First Americans Museum for their Family Discovery Center. Number 33 is an agreement for $100,000 for Oklahoma Central Habitat for Humanity for their Cornerstone Creek Down Payment Assistance Program. Number 34 is an agreement for $90,100 for Lillian Timber Farms for their Serenity Blooms program. Number 37 is an agreement not to exceed $100,000 for the Opry Heritage Foundation for their Oklahoma Opry Education Center. Number 36 is an agreement for $300,000 for Whiz Kids of Oklahoma for the Whiz Kids program. And number 37 is $50,000 for Mid-Dell Public Schools for their Youth Mental Health First Aid and Mid-Dell program.
Is there a motion to approve?
So
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sheriff, Mr. Anderson, come on down.
Morning. We're trying to make an application to the Oklahoma 911 Management Authority to fund the replacement of our call logger, which is one of the pieces that we're going to have to upgrade as we check off all the boxes to move into our new call center. Different radio console requires a slightly different type of machine to get that done, and this is one of the steps that we need to make that application, is the execution of this resolution.
I'll motion approval.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Treasurer Janice. Janice. Okay, now I mean, I was just trying to sucker Janice.
I know. And she ain't coming up.
She's shaking her head like it's gonna fall off. Ma'am, floor is yours.
This is a contract to provide software license and software services required to process our tax payment.
Okay,
So it's very important to us.
Move approval?
there's motion.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, ma'am. Commissioners' comments. Ladies first today.
So, Nikki, at what point are we going to announce the winners during comments? Okay, just want to make sure we don't miss it. So, would you like to come up? This is, please do. Okay, well, I get to brag on her at least. And so, Nikki Morton put together a contest countywide for pumpkins, as you can see here in front of the podium, the horseshoe, and many of the departments came together or individually put together, submitted a pumpkin for the contest. And so it was a very hard decision. There are a lot of really great pumpkins down there by each department, but we met this morning, the chief deputies did, and we voted, and the department that won is number 4, which is an amazing rendering of our county engineer, Stacy Trumbo. Freckles and wrinkles and all. And so it's amazing. And so they did a wonderful job. The planning engineering department put that together. And so they are the winners. And so we'd like to take a moment to take a picture of you with your pumpkin and invite the engineering and county planning department to come and take a picture up front with the commissioners.
So before I was gonna say, before we take a picture with them, hopefully they're watching. If not, Natalie, can you run down to engineering and grab them?
We would love for them to come join us.
They can come down. Do you have any other comments?
And then, Nikki, do you want to bring the big package so everyone can see what they won? And so Nikki personally contributed to also putting together the big award contest winner bag. So the black thing around the neck is his actual county badge.
No, I'm talking about the plug.
Oh, we gotta light it up for you. Let me see. I don't want to unplug anything.
Yeah.
Let's move it down here a little bit if you don't mind. There we go.
Okay, Kenny Rogers.
Perfect. Thank you to everybody that participated, and we were really, really happy with all the results, and just want to show gratitude for Nikki for bringing some joy to the county.
And there are favorites.
We'll take a picture real quick. Come on, Joe.
On this side. Yeah.
No, this is
Oh, yeah.
In addition to that, I just am looking forward to Commissioner Mon being back, and we will look forward to seeing him on Monday.
Mr. Blau,
Not right now. Maybe later.
does that mean later? Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I want to make everybody aware that we do not meet the criteria for burn bans. It's very important. We're one box away. Unfortunately, we can't have the emergency manager come up and describe exactly what it is because it's not on the agenda, and the DA has said that we can't do that. So I'm going to do my best in doing this and telling you that the emergency manager, myself, Luther Fire Department, Deer Creek, and a bunch of other responding agencies were out pretty late last night responding to fires. Please be mindful of that today. Even though that we get weather this evening, that does not mean that we're out of fire danger the next day. Please keep that in mind. Trailer chains, sparks from anything that you could possibly imagine driving down the road, and cigarette butts flying out the windows are some of the biggest contributors to these things. And thanks go to all the volunteer firemen that are out protecting everybody's property and life by putting their own in the line. All right,
We do have a citizen participation, Chairman.
that's it. We can do it now, or if you want to do it now, go right ahead. We have Mr. John Conti. You have 3 minutes as soon as the clock starts. Thanks for filling out the paperwork. Located to the right of the commissioners.
The IMSA report also reveals an entry time of 3:05, video time of 2:52. The IMSA report also reveals they exited the building at 3:18, while the video shows IMSA leaving at 3:01. Note that the OU Med ER documents my arrival there at 3:29. The times revealed within the video and the IMSA report are significantly different and lead to suspicion of tampered video or incorrect IMSA report. I requested a copy of my IMSA report on 3/10/20. After 2.5 years, I never received a copy of my IMSA report. I called IMSA for a copy of my IMSA report and was told that I had to have a lawyer to make the request. I requested the copy of it. I never received it. There it is, to make the request. It was not until my cancer doctor, William Dooley, helped me with the HEPA demand request. First request on 6/16/22, second request on 8/8/22, received on 8/18/22. Further, the sheriff's report documents my HEPA protected medical information and should be redacted from the IMSA report, and falsely reporting a medical condition that does not exist for my accident on the stairs. Let me read to you what I request to be redacted. Courthouse officers report they viewed the video that showed patient tripping at the top of the stairs and tumbling down 12 to 16 steps. There are multiple visible circular blood spots where the patient's head contacted the marble walls and stairs on his way down. Bystanders report a brief loss of consciousness. Patient had a history of kidney cancer with a partial removal of nephrothing. I guess that means organ. This should be redacted and my tort claim paid to help with my medical bills. Be back next week.
All right. 3 minutes. Thank you, sir. Any commissioners' comments? Any new business? Seeing none, is there a motion to recess into executive session?
I'll motion.
There's a motion. And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And declare, yeah, a state of emergency. Thank you.
Oh, my.
Appreciate it.
All right, is there a motion to return from executive session?
So moved.
There's a motion
Oh, second.
and a second. All those in favor? Aye, motion passes. Dun, 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 dun. Any action on item 40?
On items 43 and
Oh, yes, thank you.
44, I would move that we would disclaim subject to the payment of any back taxes due.
A second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Blau, for correcting that.
With regard to item number 45, move that we proceed as discussed.
There's
Second.
a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Oh, there it went. Our wonderful legislator system. Get all the way back down to the bottom. All right, that brings us to my favorite part, motion to adjourn.
Second.
There's a motion, seeing no objection, that'll be the order. We stand adjourned. PBA will follow.
Oh,
there it
I'd like a
is.
join button.
There we go.
I think I'm in. I didn't
You're
have a
in?
join button, but
Hit the refresh. Go back. Go back. There you go. Hit the refresh in bottom right.
Oh.
Keep hitting it and it'll pop up. Scroll all the way down. There you go.
oh, there we go. Thank you.
Joe's in. You got your motion button. We're good to go. All right. Everybody's now in, so we'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, Joe Blau, Jessica Clayton, Miles Davidson. Notice of the meeting was properly posted October 29th, 2024. Discussion number one is for the minutes of the meeting October 23rd, 2024.
Move approval.
There's a motion
Second.
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number two is claims.
Move our claims.
Motion to move
Second.
claims and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item number three, discussion possible action amending the PBA ARPA subrecipient agreement. Mr. Monroe, is there anything we need to know? Evidently, he's,
So the one the BOCC approved last week. Move it.
Second.
there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any citizen participation?
Seeing none.
Seeing none. Any board comments?
Nope.
None.
Not any new business. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Good job.